break. I know I technically uploaded last week, but it doesn't really feel like I did. So it's kind of weird. It feels like I've been a week without doing anything on here. So it's nice to be back. Yeah, I hope you've all had a great weekend, week, day, night, all of those things. That has been bearable for all of you, because as you all know, the horrors never end. But yeah, I don't want to say officially settled into my apartment, but at this point I am basically there, you know. I don't really have anything else to get except for like my little porch deck thing on the outside. Also, hi, I have my video on now so you can see my face and all of those things. But yeah, I am basically settled in for the most part. I will be here for a week starting Saturday. Sorry, I got distracted by like some noise outside. But yeah, tomorrow will actually mark a week of me being here. And it's been fun. It's been really interesting to kind of, I've been by myself and in my own space before for like a long time. Like college, I've been like living by myself. I haven't had a roommate since freshman year at college, so it's nice to kind of be in like another space again where it's just me, but more of it, like you have more space. That's just, I guess that makes sense. I actually had a roommate for the last 3 weeks of my LA job and that was my first roommate that I had in a while. So it was an adjustment for sure. I couldn't just do whatever I wanted when I felt like it, especially because I like live in the bathroom when I'm getting ready to go somewhere. But it was fine. We didn't really have any problems, and thankfully I don't have to worry about having a roommate here while I'm doing my job here in Raleigh, and I have an entire apartment to myself, so this is great. But yeah, it's just really weird because not only am I in a new apartment, I'm in a place where I've visited a lot, but I have never actually lived here before, so all of this is really new to me. Like, yeah, I'm kind of in like, I'm that person that has to have a routine and a process for doing everything. And so because, I'm in a new place where I have to get used to, washing dishes, doing laundry, how often am I going to clean up, all that on top of figuring out like, where can I go to stop and get food, where can I go to get groceries, where can I go to get coffee or just to relax, or to go shopping if I just feel like going shopping. Like, usually I'm just used to having to worry about one or the other, and this time it's both, so it's a lot more adulting and a lot more independence, and I feel like for me that's what makes this a lot more daunting and intimidating compared to just being away at college by myself, because I really only had to worry about one of those things, and that was like, okay, when am I going to do laundry and wash my dishes, because food was more or less taken care of for you. I guess it maybe is kind of the same, but it's just different in many different ways, because I have to actually cook my own food, and I never did that in university because I never had the space. I never had like my own kitchen or anything. So yeah, it's just a lot more adulting things that is new to me, because I did grow up a little, I don't want to say sheltered, but maybe sheltered-ish. If I haven't mentioned it before, I know I mentioned it on TikTok, but I haven't really mentioned it here, that like I grew up in like a very religious, close-knit family, and I'm still like that. And I mean, there's some perks and pros to having a family that's very close like that, but there definitely is like some downsides to it. And my family, their way of showing love is by doing things for you or spending money on you, and so that can sometimes come across as they don't want you to have to learn how to do certain things, if that makes sense. So it's like they want you to clean, like know how to clean, but then when it actually comes to doing that, like my mom especially, her version of kind of quelling her own fears is by doing things for us so that she knows in her head, okay, it's done. I did that, so I know that they are prepared because I literally did it for them, if that makes sense. also I'm realizing that I'm recording from my iPad, and I thought the camera would be a little bit better, but maybe it's because of where I am. It's not that good. But it's okay. But yeah, so now that I'm actually like in my own place and I have to cook and clean and do all those things by myself at a whole different level, if that makes sense, it is interesting to, I guess, kind of have to deal with that. And again, my mom has called me every single day since I moved in, and she's always surprised to find that I'm not freaking out and that I'm fine, because again, I'm used to being by myself. Even when I was living at home with at home, I would always be by myself in my room doing, whatever. So I've never really been afraid of being alone. I think it's just the responsibility that comes with being alone that I'm still getting used to, especially now that I have a job that takes up most of, it's a teaching job, so I guess most of the day, and I'm not a morning person, so I have to get up super early for my standards anyway. And yeah, it's just kind of a lot of adjustment and a lot of different things, but I do appreciate that the one routine that I seem to be sticking to the most is my night routine, where at 8 p.m. I know that I have to go to sleep in like 3 hours, or I'm gonna have a shitty day the next day because I'm gonna be super tired and I won't be able to understand anything that people are telling me to do, because I can't, I'm too tired to process anything that I'm hearing. So that's kind of the one that's been pretty consistent, is going to sleep and waking up more or less at the same time every day. And dinner has also more or less been the same thing every night, and I'm fine with that. I just know that I need to eat something in order to, one, keep living, and two, to not have a headache, and that's the thing that I'm always not afraid of, but like I always get headaches when I know that something is wrong with my body. Like if I haven't eaten anything, headache. If I haven't been drinking enough water, I have a headache. If I haven't gotten enough sleep, I get a headache. It could literally be like I get a headache and it's because I've just been sitting in the same position for like an hour and a half and I haven't realized it. Like that's just my body's go-to way of like telling me that I needed, something's wrong, I guess. So it's kind of like I'm always trying to avoid that, because I've gotten to the point where headaches make me like angry, if that makes sense. I don't really know. So for the sake of just my own health and stuff, I try to get better at taking care of myself, because I don't like dealing with headaches and how it really just makes it impossible for me to do anything when I have them. So I'm also being healthier. I have vitamins that I take now. I know that's like, wow, a big adult thing is taking vitamins, because I really do feel like my body's like falling apart. I'm only 22, but I just feel like there's just some things that I can't do anymore, and I get tired a lot more easily, like physically, from doing things. And I already have anemia, but I feel like it's been getting kind of worse now that I've been getting older, kind of, I don't know. So I have iron supplements that I've been taking pretty consistently now too, so that's good. I don't know, it's just, yeah, it's a lot. But what else? Today was the second day of new staff orientation for my job, which is really fun. The people are really nice. I kind of did go into the job kind of blind, with not really knowing what I was going to be expected to do and what the other people were going to be like, especially because it was a Christian school. And again, I did go to a Christian school when I was like very, very young. It was like pre-K through first grade, but I haven't really been to one since. And I've had cousins and other people that have gone to Christian schools, and it's usually like worse than going to a public school when it comes to education, at least from the area that I grew up in, because their teachers usually aren't qualified. They didn't go to school to teach. They're just kind of being paid to teach the version of education that school wants them to learn. But that's thankfully not the case at the school that I'm working at right now. They really do seem to care about teaching the kids everything, not just things that they think is valuable to children based off of their own biases or perceptions or ways of viewing the world through like a biblical lens and all that kind of stuff. Because I think they understand that like not all the kids that come into their school is going to believe the same things as them, which I appreciate that like they're trying to keep it open to like anybody can go to this school and get a great education regardless of what they believe in. So I'm grateful for that aspect of it. And the teacher that kind of sees over me, at least for right now, I think it's going to be for the majority of the year, is really great. She reminds me of a 3rd grade teacher that I had growing up. So that's kind of like a green flag for me. It's like, okay, I don't feel intimidated by the people here. I feel intimidated by the entire experience and the process because it's new, and that's always how I react to things. But I know that at least with the people that I can talk to them and they're here to help me and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I feel like my job here is going to be kind of what I did this past summer. Just a lot more hectic because I'm going to have multiple classes that I'm having all at one time in one day, versus this past summer it was one group of students multiple times a day, so it's kind of a little bit more crazy. And I also have the option to work after school programs and make a little bit extra money, which is kind of what I need, just to help out a little bit. And then also I'll be shadowing on the weekends, hopefully it's on the weekends, for things that are related to grad school, because I'm also starting that process at the same time. So that's kind of like, I have a lot of things where it's like I have this job, I have my apartment things, and then I'm applying to grad school all at the same time. And so it does kind of feel like it's going to be a lot to juggle, but I guess this is kind of part of being an adult. When you're not a student, some of these things are kind of taken care of, at least ideally they are. But this is kind of the first chance to see, like, you want to be an adult, here you go. Here is everything that you have to do when this is the situation. And I would say the part of this that caught me off guard the most probably is not even how much I had to pay for rent or what's it called? Not direct deposit. What is this called? Oh my god. Holding deposit? I can't remember the name of this right now. Oh my god. But the amount you put in when you apply for an apartment. I can't remember the name of this right now for the life of me. I don't know why. But it's not that, it's just everything else that goes into moving into your apartment, like all the stuff you have to buy to actually feel like you're living in like a little house, basically, which is, it's a lot more than I thought it would be, because I paid for my TV, and that's actually a lot cheaper than I thought it would be. Same thing with like my rice cooker and like some other things, but like a lot of the little things that you pay for your apartment really does accumulate a lot quicker than you think it does. But also I'm realizing I have not talked about this drawing at all. So let me do that. This drawing was inspired by the song I Wish You Roses by Kali Uchis. I know this song came out back in like March, February, but I remember hearing the song for the first time in a while and just remembering how much I loved that song when it came out. And hopefully Kali Uchis is going to release her other album. I know she mentioned that she had 2 albums ready, and this was the first one that just came out. So I'm hoping that the second one will come out the same year, because I need more of her work. And I know her US tour is already over, I'm pretty sure. I think her European leg starts this fall or something, I don't know. But this album, or this picture, was inspired by that song, where you have this bittersweet feeling of the fond memories that you have of somebody, but also the sadness of knowing that this moment is over, if that makes sense. And so you kind of have like the sunny, happy moments, and then like in the day you're fine, pretending that your life is fine, but then at night you remember how much you miss this person, or wish this person was still in your life. And the roses obviously is like referring to the I wish you roses part, but kind of feeling like you're in between these two stages. Not necessarily not even like a grieving process, but just kind of maybe in some ways using the roses as a way to like, how do I say this? Like remind yourself that everything is okay. I don't really know how to explain this, but yeah, I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think this is ending soon. So I'm gonna wrap it up for today because I have to go. Thank you for watching. If you love my content or like my content, please think of subscribing and liking the video. Comment below if you have any favorite Kaliuchi songs, whether it's from this album or from a different one, a previous one. Also, I'm thinking of creating a Google form if you have any recommendations for things that you would like to see me draw. Also, I'm thinking of doing commissions if you have any requests for me. They'll be free for right now just because I'm trying to get more practice in. They'll either be free or they'll be very, very cheap, like $15. It's not going to be anything too crazy. And I'm also thinking of possibly streaming once a week as well, because again, I'm pretty settled in here now. So if you have time, or I definitely will have some time either on the weekend or maybe on like a weeknight or something where I could just be live, whether that's Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, I have no idea yet. If you're interested in seeing and like watching me draw live and like chatting with me or whatever, keeping me company for like an hour, 2 hours maybe, on just a random night, let me know in the comments.